Hi, welcome to the College Heights Huddle. My name is Malone Farmer. I'm a commentary writer. I'm the podcast producer, and I write women's basketball commentary, and I'm here with...
Peyton, Reid, basketball reporter for the men.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Malone, a jack of all trades. That was a very long introduction.
Yeah, I always feel bad about how many things I have to say. But yeah, no, we're back for another week of the College Heights Huddle.
A few more weeks for basketball. It's quickly coming to a close, which is a little upsetting.
It is a little sad, a little sad. Hate to see it go.
Yes.
But hey,
the teams, they're doing good.
Yeah, things are different.
The sun is shining over Diddle Arena, and the teams are playing really well.
Yeah, weirdly well.
Yes. Well, there was a little hiccup for the women yesterday, as in Saturday.
Yeah.
But the men have won 6 in a row.
Dang.
They have beaten their last 3 opponents. They've won by 20 or more points, averaging, I believe, 92 points a game.
Oh my gosh.
In the past 3 games. And they're sitting third in the conference, and I think that's where they're going to stay. They might be able to pass Sam Houston, but Sam Houston has been playing really well. But looking back at the beginning of February, I think they were 8th, I believe, in the conference, and now they're up to 3rd with this 6-game winning streak, and they have just played. I have not seen WKU basketball play this well at all.
Whoa.
So, and I think a big contributor to that is Tegan Moore. He is back after missing all of last season, and he has been on fire. I think he returned 4 games ago. I believe he's averaging 20 points.
Oh my
22
gosh.
points a game.
That's a lot of points.
But they finish up their season with Missouri State and FIU on the road. 2 teams I think they could win against. FIU, both teams are on a losing streak. I believe Missouri State's lost 7 in a row. FIU has lost 2 or 3 in a row. So 2 teams that are hungry for a win, especially heading to Huntsville for the conference tournament. I think it's definitely going to be a good way to end out the season and head to Huntsville.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to on a nice winning streak. With Tegan Moore playing really well. Ryan Myers, I know, has been playing really well recently.
He can hit anywhere from the 3-point line.
What was it, the Delaware game?
Yeah.
He was just insanely clutch.
Delaware game had the 2 free throws that sent it to overtime, and then 2 free throws to win the game.
Yeah.
So, and it was nice. He's up near Delaware, not exactly sure where, but friends and family. Head coach Hayden Colonna said his friends and family were there, so it was good to have that moment, especially being a player with no more eligibility, his 6th year, so very experienced in college basketball.
Yeah.
But to have that moment and then just be able to help this team continue to progress and get better.
Yeah, no, from what I can tell, he has a really good sense for the game.
Yes.
I think he's a good player and everything. So I'm excited to hear that from the men's side.
Yeah, we can kind of say the same for women's. They're on the up.
They're on the up, certainly. Since we last spoke about them, since I last hopped on the podcast very briefly when Austin and Gibb were talking about women's basketball, they have won 2 more games, which is huge.
Yeah.
Huge as far as their record, their placement. They won against Delaware. I said they won 2 more games. They played 2 more games.
Yes.
They won against Delaware, and then they lost against Liberty. Now, I, in my brain, expected them to lose one of these games, so I was happy with this outcome.
And I feel like with the Liberty game, it was more, I don't want to say a guaranteed loss, but
Liberty's just
more likely to lose at Liberty than at Delaware, because isn't WKU a little closer in the rankings with Delaware than they are with Liberty?
Yeah. Liberty and Delaware are right back to back because of their conference records being very similar. But their overall records, Liberty is a better team. I just think Liberty is a better team in general. So for them to have kept the game as close as they did, what it was...
I know they had a 9-point lead into halftime.
Yeah.
So
and they only lost by 6 points. Yeah. Against Delaware, they almost let it go in that final quarter, which is a recurring theme I've noticed between Middle Tennessee and Delaware and Liberty. They let it go in the final quarter a lot. They were able to seal the deal in quarter 4 against Delaware. It was a nail biter. Yeah. I was sitting there with Adriana Lynn. Rest in power to a real one. She is not dead. She's just not on the podcast this week. She's
still very much alive. Don't worry.
Yeah. We were sitting in the office watching the game. I learned that she had never, those like sticky hands? Yeah. That she had never played with one of those before.
How do you never play with one of those?
I don't know. But we were watching the game, kind of talking about it. Kind of, I at least was kind of impressed at how well they were playing still. Because away, I was worried that they would kind of fall off as compared to their home performance. But no, they played really, really well. And they sealed the deal against Delaware. It was a 2-point game. Salma played really well. Trinity Rowe also played really well. They were both... the team was crazy from 3 that game. They were... one of my pretty consistent complaints with them for a long time has been that they really lack perimeter shooting. Recently, they have really shut that complaint down. Salma was hitting crazy threes. Trinity was hitting crazy threes. Tatum Betcher even hit some crazy threes. And I was... Yeah. That's how you know the team is on, is when Tatum Betcher is playing really well.
I do want to mention briefly, I was scrolling on TikTok, not the best form of my time, but the women's ESPN, they posted Trinity Rose buzzer beaters for the Delaware game.
She's hit so many recently. It's like 4 in the past 3 games or something.
So get out of the way when there's less than 5 seconds left.
When there's less than 5 seconds left, you put the ball in Trinity Rose's hand. She's a really clutch player. That's a real strength of hers that I'm really glad to have seen accentuated in these games recently. The loss against Liberty, like I said, it's sad. I didn't want to see them lose.
Do you think that put an end to their season?
No.
Wise?
I think that they are still ranked last in CUSA, but the difference between last and 10th, 9th place, really tight race right now.
Now it is, yes.
Kennesaw State is down there where they weren't before. So if WKU if they win these next 2 games against Missouri State and FIU, they are, I think, in the tournament.
Which are both games that are at Diddle Arena.
Yeah, at home games.
And before going to Liberty and Delaware, WKU was 2-11 in away games, and I don't think they're... I think both games came with outside of conference play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Both.
And before Liberty and Delaware, they were 2-11 in conference record. They were, which is weird that it's both of those were that, but they hadn't won an away game in conference at all, and so I was happy to see them win against Delaware because I think this season. I think a lot of people will say, and I understand why they would say this, a lot of people will say the season was wasted. This is one of the worst seasons. And it probably is record-wise. But the way they've turned this team around in the past few weeks is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in college basketball.
I do want to mention, just playing devil's advocate, do I think they're a good team? No. Do I think they can win games when they needed? Yes, because that's what they've done. If they were to lose against Delaware, we were talking in the office, if they were to lose against Delaware, their season's over.
Their season is 100% over.
And they went out and won.
There's no way they go out there and lose against Delaware and then win against Liberty. Obviously, like, anything can happen on any given day, but, like, the chances are substantially lower of that.
Yeah.
And I think being at home, they have a really good chance of winning these games. I think that they can win these games.
Yeah.
Whether they will is a completely different question, but whether they can or not, I think they definitely can.
I think if myself and Austin Rice, sports editor, we went through the scenarios on how they can win the conference or how they can make the conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of just relying on other teams to lose,
yeah,
which is never a good position you want to be in.
Definitely not.
But if they can win one of these 2 home games and a couple teams lose their next 2 games,
mm-hmm,
there's a really high chance they make the tournament.
Yeah.
So it's a tough spot to be in. It's interesting. The best time of the year, in my opinion. March Madness is coming up.
Yeah, March Madness is
a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
I can't wait for someone in the office who's never watched college basketball to win the bracket challenge.
Like last year, we did a bracket challenge, and baseball reporter, Espanol editor David, I think he chose based off of names and mascots and stuff like that.
That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah. So it's a fun time around the office, especially.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm gonna hand it off to you and Jamie to talk about some baseball and softball.
I will be joined with Jamie in just a few minutes, and I'm excited.
Yeah,
softball, first time watching them, very impressed. So I'm excited to get to talk with them about it.
Yeah, but I'll be back later for the NBA segment. So
me and Malone are carrying this podcast this week.
We are on our shoulders, truly. I'll see you later.
Thank you, Malone, for joining me with basketball. I am now here with
Jamie Jamison.
We are going to talk about this weekend, baseball and softball. A pretty successful weekend for both teams. Jamie, what happened in the land of baseball?
I don't know. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, Peyton, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. It was like first pitch of the game, number 28, Dom Monaco. The first pitch of the game, he hit a batter, and then
not a good way to start.
Not a good way to start. And then I believe it was the third person at bat. It was a 3-2 count, and the pitch he threw, it resulted in a home run. So that wasn't the best start in the top of the first, and it was a 3-run home run. There was 2 people on base, and the Hoosiers, or Indiana, got up to a quick 3-0 lead. And then after that, they had to switch pitchers 3 times in 3 innings.
Oh,
you just
rough.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
You just don't. It was that bad. And throughout the course of regulation, they ended with 6 pitcher changes.
Yikes.
Crazy.
Yeah, I've heard some not great things about the Hilltoppers pitching staff this season so far. So that's definitely not a good thing to hear.
Yes, and David, if you're watching this, everything you said about those pitchers were not true. He was hyping these guys up to be the next best thing. I'm like, I bet, I can't wait, because in the first game I was like, wow, 5 strikeouts, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. But after that, I was like, where did that go? That didn't continue into the second game. That didn't continue to these other games, and yeah.
I will say, David did mention how when WKU beat Indiana, I think it was yesterday, 14-12 or whatever it was, he did say that, why do you need a pitching staff when you have the best offense? So there's that. There's that for you. But softball, totally different change of pace. They've started 15-3, their best start since 2022. And they won 5 games this past weekend, with the last one coming today, Sunday, against IU Indy. Erica, she threw a no-hitter, had 6 strikeouts, walked just 1 batter, And this game felt like it was flying by.
Yeah.
It was about an hour and a half, so really quick, really quick. But softball has been hitting the lights out of the softball. In their win over IU Indy on Friday, they had 6 home runs, the most in program history for a game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I believe they tied the Conference USA record for most home runs in a single game.
Peyton, I remember seeing the score. David was showing me they were up like 11 something.
Yes, day 1 Friday, they ended up beating Illinois and IU Indy in 2-run rules. They beat Illinois 12-3.
Wow.
IU Indy 16-2. So they've been lights out in the batter's box. And head coach Amy Tudor kind of said just finding the right pitch. They've
absolutely
been really good at hitting the ball, and also their pitching has been phenomenal. Gave up 10 runs in 5 games this weekend, put up 41 runs across the weekend. So it's been a completely different change of pace for softball. And they start conference play this weekend against Missouri State, a new Conference USA opponent. They just joined the conference. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can transition this into conference.
So my main question is, yes, they did have those 2 dominant victories against those 2 teams, but me and David were looking at the record of Illinois, their previous record, and we know they're not the best team in their conference, and they're in the Big Ten conference. We know like Illinois probably isn't the best. So can they carry the performance to like bigger teams?
I feel like they can.
Yeah.
It's just trying to figure out exactly, because they have Liberty, who's a very good mid-major. FIU, also in Conference USA. FIU's beaten 2 ACC teams. So it's a good conference that they're going to be battle tested in. Do I think this awesome hitting will continue come conference play and deeper in? No. But I think they will be a very good team. And I could see them losing like 15 games on the season, which is pretty good for the amount of games they have to play. But yeah, that's definitely what they're lacking, is those impact wins.
Okay.
In the season. But what was the ending for the Indiana and WKU baseball series? Did WKU end up winning that series, or how did it?
It was split 2-2. WKU took game 1, and then Indiana took game 2, and then in that high-scoring 14-12 clash, I believe, that was WKU. And sadly, we didn't get the win that we wanted. But I would still say, from their performance, I think WKU can still go far. Indiana's, they're a really good team. They're a really good squad. So I can't wait to see what they do. Obviously, they need to focus on their bullpen. They need to really focus on like what pitcher can do what and what their roles are. And then again, it's still early into the season, so you can't really.
There's still
plenty of games. I was interviewing Coach Riordan. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Sorry if I. Riordan, thank you, Riordan. And he said, he basically said the same thing. It's still the beginning of the season. There's still a lot more things to improve on, and we can't take this loss today. You know, it's not something big. Obviously, they can bounce back from it. And
Yeah, and I just do want to mention softball. They're 9-0 at home, and they have 4 straight games. They are staying at home against Missouri State, and then they play Eastern Kentucky. So if they can continue to win at home, I think they will have a really successful season. Is there anything else?
Oh, but these guys, they're looking really good. I'm not going to lie.
It's a long season.
Yeah.
A lot can still happen, but 2 teams that I feel like, obviously, baseball won the Conference USA tournament last year, made some rumblings in the Conference USA. I feel like both of these teams are middle-of-the-pack teams in the conference, but I also think they've a lot of ability and a lot of good players where they can really shock some teams in Conference USA. But I think that is all for softball and baseball this week. We are going to hand it off to Austin Rice, and Malone will be joining Austin, once again.
Thank you, Jamie and Peyton, so much for that wonderful baseball and softball segment.
It was all right. It was fine, I guess.
Says guy that didn't watch the segment.
Also wasn't here for it.
Yeah. I'm back, and I'm with...
Austin Rice, title,
Title?
sports editor.
Yeah.
That's my title.
That is his title. He is my boss.
Technically.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. I'm a great boss.
You're pretty good. I think you're a pretty good sports editor, Austin. Yeah, he's fine.
He says it through gritted teeth. They say that through gritted teeth.
Yeah. Let's talk some NBA, man.
What's the NBA?
What
does
is
that
the
even
NBA? The National Basketball Association is. I'll just give the Wikipedia.
Just run through the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
We have to tell you all about the history first.
So one time there was this guy named Bill Russell, and you'll never believe what he did.
Then we skip a few years, and then Kevin Garnett is there.
A few years.
And then we skip a few more years, and then Anthony Edwards shows up, and that's about all of NBA history, I think.
God, you're such a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, like chronically so.
Yeah, I mean, I have to support my team. They're the best one in the league this year.
They did beat the Nuggets earlier.
That was a pretty big win.
That was. I was watching it on. I was watching it during the meeting, which I probably shouldn't have been doing.
You were scouting for the podcast.
Yeah. I was doing research. I was watching it while assistant sports editor Michael Givner Jr. had it pulled up on his monitor, and the thing that I texted him was how bad the Nuggets were playing.
He's a Nuggets fan.
Yeah, he's a huge Nuggets fan. He loves Denver. He is obsessed with the city of Denver.
I don't know why.
I don't either. It's strange.
But also, I'm a Timberwolves fan from Danville, Kentucky. So.
Yeah, but let's talk about the league as it stands currently.
Yeah, enough with the history stuff.
Yeah, let's talk the league. In the Eastern Conference, you have the Pistons.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the East because that's probably the worst conference.
It usually is. It has been this way for a long time.
There's enough solid teams this year, though.
Yeah,
they weren't at the beginning of the season, but a lot of trades and stuff have kind of brought them there. We can start with the Pistons because they're number one. Wow, what a season by the Pistons. Nobody expected this, by the way. They had the worst record in the league.
I expected this. I expected this. Last year, after last year's season, I went there. Like, I don't know if I said it on the podcast ever, but I remember talking about it with my girlfriend who doesn't care. They were just so good last year. Cade Cunningham is an insane athlete. He's just insane.
He's been wild this year. And, I mean, the way they played the Knicks last year in the playoffs, like, that was a really good series.
Yeah.
That one almost went 7 games, too. I was really hoping for it because a Game 7 in the Garden, that would have been one of the best games
Game
ever.
7 in the Garden is always such a perfect experience.
Yeah. That's a dream of mine, to go to the Garden during a Game 7.
Here's the thing about the Pistons. Is everybody acted like the Knicks, having so much trouble against them last playoffs was an issue with the Knicks.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was. I think it was because the Pistons are just better than anybody ever gave them credit for. I think demonstrated by the fact that the Knicks only took the Celtics to 6 games and beat them in the playoffs last year, which nobody expected except for me. And I said it on the podcast, and everybody called me crazy.
I cannot wait until we do our predictions going into the playoffs because that is going to be electric.
Yeah.
Like it was last year, and it's going to be again.
Second in the Eastern Conference are
shockingly, by the way,
the Celtics. I think my other least favorite team in the NBA.
Why? You don't like Jaylen Brown?
See,
you don't like Peyton Pritchard?
Those are people I don't have problems with.
Yeah.
You know who ruined not just this modern team, but kind of the team as a whole for me is Jason Tatum. I hate that. I hate that guy. If Jason Tatum wins an NBA MVP at any point in his career, I will eat a tire. And I mean that. I will eat a tire from a car. I
Sounds painful.
It does. A lot of rubber. No, I don't care for him at all. I've always thought that he was extremely overrated.
Speaking of overrated, the Knicks are in third
Come
place.
on, man. I don't think they're overrated. I think, if anything,
They're not playing up to their level, I think.
no. I think
They should be a lot better. than
Post
they are.
NBA Cup, they have been really. It's the NBA Cup curse.
Yeah.
Where they have this mini tournament in the middle of the season. I don't know why they do it. I don't.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
What are you doing, Adam Silver?
I like the play-in. That was a good.
The play-in
thing.
was it is one of the best decisions in
It's so
NBA
peak.
history.
It's so good.
But after playing the NBA Cup, they haven't been very good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
They got off to a crazy start to the season.
They were so good. I still think that once playoffs rolls around, they'll get to that level again.
Yeah.
Because they did a similar thing last year.
They just kind of coasted. a little bit.
And they're doing the same thing this year, where it seems like they're coasting. I don't like our coaching staff very much. The Knicks have not had a good coach in a long
You don't like
time.
Mike Brown?
He's fine. He's an improvement over Thibodeau.
He's
But-
not like the coach you need though to take you over to the championship.
No, I would much rather have most other coaches.
Would you want Chris Finch, Timberwolves head coach, as your head coach?
I don't think Chris Finch is a bad coach.
I don't think so either.
I think he's a pretty decent coach. I think the biggest issue that plagues the Timberwolves are having Rudy Gobert on their team.
What do you mean? He's good.
Dude, I watched him.
He's going to be defensive player of the year this year.
The Cavs are playing pretty well.
They got James Harden, by the way. Which
Yeah.
is crazy.
They're underperforming where I thought they would be this season.
Same. After
They-
last year where they won, I think it was 63, 64.
They were
games.
like first in the Eastern Conference,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Then they blew it.
They were so good, and like no one can blame them to losing to that Pacers team.
Yeah.
You know?
They also were injured during that series.
Yeah. But they've just been really struggling this year in a way that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
RIP.
I wasn't saying they were fraudulent, but the way they were playing in the regular season, that just really was like, oh, maybe they're not as good as the 1 seed last year
No.
suggested.
It's disappointing, but what team from Cleveland isn't?
That's true.
Uh,
I think James Harden's good for them, but people saying they can win the title are just crazy. Like, they're not winning the title with James Harden.
James Harden is much like Chris Paul. I think just a title curse. I don't think that either of them are capable of leading a team to the title.
I agree. I mean, sometimes it's not their own fault. It's just like some of them have just cursed. Like,
Yeah,
Harden had to play against one of the best teams in NBA history.
and he also is he kind of chokes under pressure.
He does.
He does not perform well in the playoffs oftentimes.
I feel like every time he goes to a new team, there's this like stage where it's like, oh, he's really good. They can win the title, and then he underperforms in the playoffs. And then
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay.
he did it on the Rockets. He did it on the Nets. Like
On the Sixers.
on the Sixers, he's done it on, and he's been a real team hopper recently.
Yeah.
He hasn't really stuck with anyone, which I don't know. I'm not a big fan of team hoppers.
Me either.
I really like. I don't think you have to stay with the same team forever. I don't think you need to be Steph Curry.
Yeah. If a team's not doing right by you, leave. But also don't go to teams every year.
Yeah, don't change teams every year, because like how is anyone supposed to build a rhythm that way?
Also, how is a fan base supposed to embrace you when you're gonna leave after a year?
Like how can I, in a hypothetical world, as a Cavs fan, be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited about James Harden.
I'm gonna buy a Harden jersey.
I'm gonna buy a Harden jersey so that he can leave next season. Anyways, you want to talk about the West?
Okay, real quick, we're gonna go over some of the other teams.
Oh yeah.
The Raptors are having a good year. Brandon
Yeah.
Ingram has been going crazy. It's crazy what leaving the Pelicans does for someone. And same thing, I feel like if Zion left the Pelicans, he'd be a much better player.
Yeah,
They're
Zion
close.
to the Raptors.
That would be tough.
Who can deny?
Toronto would embrace Zion Williamson.
Toronto would embrace Zion.
That'd be good for
Williamson.
Zion too, because all that gumbo in New Orleans.
The New Orleans culture cannot be good for
If
this
I
man.
lived in New Orleans, I'd be eating gumbo every day too. So
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Gumbo machine.
No hate on the man.
Zion Williamson.
Sixers have been all right.
Yeah. When
Embiid has
they?
looked better somewhat.
Yeah, but I think he's just sunsetting, man. I think
after this year,
I think the process didn't work. I think they got really close a couple times.
Yeah.
I think if they had been able to keep Jimmy Butler maybe and build something around Embiid and Butler, that could have been something.
That was the focal point there. That shot by Kawhi, and then they blew it to the Hawks that one year. It wasn't the bubble years. I think it was the year after.
Yeah.
That was another opportunity they had.
They just
can't do it.
They just can't. They can't make it. You know.
They can't step up in the big moments. They thought putting Embiid and Harden on the same team, like, oh, now we have playoff risers on the same team.
Yeah. Now we have two people that flop every time someone lightly grazes them on the same team. Surely we will get to the playoffs.
Surely we'll make the title.
Yeah. Surely we will be the champions.
Magic have been kind of disappointing after their trade for Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
The Heat have been roughly where we expected them to be.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's really been like the Heat are going to make a run this year.
No.
I wouldn't have expected it. No.
So the Hawks have been decent after losing Trae Young to trade. I mean, it feels like they're really trying to build for next year.
Yeah.
But they're, what they are. The Hornets have been balling lately. They've been on a crazy winning streak.
Yeah.
I need to see them in the playoffs. It has been too long since the Hornets were good.
I mean, I don't know. The Bucks look absolutely atrocious this year. What a fall from grace.
Yeah,
truly.
Giannis is getting traded, or he'll leave.
Oh, my God.
And he's going to go to the Timberwolves, by the way.
No,
He's
I
gonna go
don't
to the
think
Timberwolves.
so.
He's going to the Wolves. Then we can get rid of Rudy Gobert.
Well, I'm hoping that he stays in the East.
Actually, that's a good point. Well, if he doesn't go to the Timberwolves, then he's staying. Being going to the Warriors would be the worst thing for your career. That would be terrible.
I don't know. Giannis and Steph.
It'd be good, but who else is on that team?
Jimmy Butler.
I guess.
And that's a trio no one would know what to say about.
Yeah, but they're all old, though, except for Giannis.
They are, but like they're. I mean,
who's there for? Brandon Pajemski?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Draymond?
No. Draymond should look into a different career, I think.
agree.
Perhaps kickboxing. I think
He should
he
have
could
gone
do
to
well.
Fight Night.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Um,
Oh, wait, real quick. Who do we see as title contenders in the East? Like, just name them off. We'll go to the West.
Pistons, Knicks. I don't see the Celtics. It might be the hater gene in me, but the Celtics have done routinely well in the season several years and then have gotten to the playoffs and dropped it.
Yeah.
I think their record is really good at not characterizing them the way that they really are as a team.
I say the Celtics could be in that category if Jason Tatum comes back and he's like 50% of what he is. Because then you have two great players on your team. If he doesn't come back, they're not going to win.
Jaylen Brown can't carry you there.
Yeah. He can carry you the playoffs, as he's proven, but he can't get you over the hump.
In the
But
Western.
Who knows? He might prove us wrong.
Yeah. In the Western Conference, the Thunder are the first seed, surprising no one, I think.
I hate the Thunder
so
much.
I like Shea, and I know everybody hates him.
I hate the foul baiting, but he's a really good player.
He's a really good player.
His mid-range game is nuts. He does not miss any shots from the mid-range.
And I've been a fan of Shea since he got drafted. Like, I've been thinking that he would be a really good player, that he could perform really well, and I understand people's complaints with him. The foul baiting is egregious.
Lou Dort makes me want to punch a hole through my wall, though, because that hip check and like trip he had on Jokic was insane the other day. That team is dirty sometimes. Like, Alex Caruso is dirty as well sometimes.
Yeah, Alex Caruso, really the new Draymond Green in a way.
Dort's worse
Yeah.
than Caruso, but their defense is really good. They get away with fouls sometimes, but yeah, they're a great team. They're proving it again this season.
Yeah.
Through gritted teeth, I say that.
Yeah, not through gritted teeth for me. Because I just imagine if this Thunder team was called the Seattle Supersonics, and it makes it a lot easier to root for them.
That is true. Actually, you know what? You're right. That's actually a very good point. Because, oh my gosh, their jerseys and their logo, they need to bring back the Sonics.
R.I.P. the Supersonics.
Probably the best name logo in the NBA, and they removed it for the Thunder.
For the Oklahoma City Thunder.
One of the worst,
names, logos, jerseys of
oh my
all
gosh,
time.
the logo's so bad.
Oh, and their
Can we
jerseys
talk about
are,
that?
Their jerseys are so ugly.
Yeah. One of the biggest downgrades ever.
Number 2 in the West are the Spurs.
That nobody expected.
No.
I thought they'd be good, like 6 seed or something, but I did not expect this.
Nobody expected 2nd seed Spurs this year.
It's Wemby's league already, which is terrifying.
My GOAT, Wembanyama. I'm not going to say that he will be better than my glorious king, LeBron James.
It'd take a lot.
It would take a lot. LeBron has done some miraculous things. Truly, things that I didn't think were humanly possible to do. But Wemby has he is like a freak of nature, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, the way that people talked about Giannis is this kind of, like, mind-boggling, like, how is he the way that he is? Wemby is that, but even more so.
Wemby is that, but even more. But he's also Giannis if he got drafted to a good organization.
Yeah.
Like, that is terrifying. Imagine if Giannis got drafted by the Spurs. He would
It's a
still
dynasty.
be it would be a dynasty.
They would have won 5,000 championships.
The fact he got a championship with the Bucks is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not much to say about the Spurs other than, like, Wembanyama is insane.
I don't think they're going to go all the way this year, but
No.
the fact that they're even in this conversation right now is terrifying. And next year, I think they will be champions.
Yeah. And to
unfortunately.
think that there is a player who has a distinct possibility of being a better Spur than Tim Duncan is
Yeah,
a
that's
terrifying thought for the rest of the league.
That is horrifying.
Yeah.
Because the
right?
Spurs already have 5 championships. And
Yeah. And then the Rockets.
Rockets, I mean, listen, they've been injured for most of this year, and yet they're still the 3rd seed. Which
Yeah.
is crazy.
I didn't expect them to get up there. I gotta be honest. The Western Conference has been a real surprise this year. Like, as far as, like, the Rockets are way better than I thought they would be. The Nuggets are way worse than I thought they would be.
I thought the Nuggets were going to win the title. I'm going to be honest. That was my prediction.
Like, I think the only person who is, or the only team who I think is performing exactly where I thought they would be is the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
4 seed in the West, I was like, yep, that is where they will be this year.
I think that's where I predicted them at the start of the year.
They are, I mean, I don't have much to say about the Rockets other than, like,
they don't have Van Fleet, and yet they're still good. That's terrifying. Next year, they'll be a lot better if KD doesn't fall off a cliff.
Yeah. Assuming that doesn't happen. But, hey, who knows?
And now it's time for Timberwolves.
Yeah, it's Timberwolves. It's the Timberwolves pod.
Yeah. It's going to be like that. We're going to talk about them for 30 minutes. Then we'll get to the rest of the league.
No, we won't do that.
But Timberwolves have been very up and down. That is what they are. They are very up and down.
Ant is as good as ever.
Yeah.
As good as he's ever been.
He's been balling this year.
He
Holy.
single-handedly carried them to a victory over the Nuggets. It feels like he carries them to all of their victories, basically single-handedly.
Yeah. With Julius Randle is on and off. Like, he either has a really, really good game or it's like 9 points. And it's like, okay, I guess you contributed something, but
brother, I remember when he was on the Knicks. It was that every night. It like every time. It was like a coin toss.
Yeah.
Like, will he be really good tonight, or will
he just take up space on the
floor? And I remember when he got most improved player, and I was like, this is the time for the Knicks. Julius Randle will take us to the promised land. And then the next season, he just started dropping like a 9-point game every other time he played.
I think Julius Randle is a very good third option. Like, as a second option, it's fine, but it's not consistent enough to where, and that's what this team has been, is just, Ant's been very solid most of this year. I mean, fantastic play.
Ant is a perfect first option for this team. Like they've constructed perfectly. Not the players, but I think the playmaking is constructed very well around him.
He's able to cook most of the time. Like they'll let him get his points, but he also has gotten a lot better at passing the ball, which was a struggle early on in his career. And I think the Timberwolves, they're right where they need to be right now, but they haven't shown the consistency. Like they'll win like 7 of 8 games. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Now we can make a run to the 2 seed or something. And then they drop like 3 or 4. And it's like, ugh. And most of them are to bad teams. Like they got crushed by the Pelicans the other night. And I was like, what is going on? What
and then
are we
they
doing?
beat the Nuggets.
Then they beat the Nuggets on the road after beating like the Trailblazers on the road, which is like a solid team.
Yeah.
They also beat, who did they beat? The Clippers on the road as well. Which, like, Clippers are fine.
R.I.P. the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
They've several times been like, and now our team's going to be really good. And then it's almost never is.
Also, shout out Reid. Reid is
you talk
my
about
goat,
Reid so much.
Reid is so good. Like, he is... Oh, my gosh. Where do I even begin?
Reid, where do I begin? Number 5 in the West, the Nuggets. Certainly underperforming this year. They're kind of playing bad.
I'm upset because I like the Nuggets a lot. Even though I'm a Timberwolves fan, I like the Nuggets. And
I like
to see
Jokic.
them being that bad, it just hurts because they've been injured this year, and I get it. But, like, still they shouldn't be this bad.
They shouldn't. Jokic is playing weirdly bad.
I know. Like, he had a great start to the season, and then I don't know what's been going on since he got back. He hasn't been the same since he went out with that injury. And it's like every now and then he'll play really well, but it's not as consistent.
He's
as
just
usual.
always thinking about his horses, and
This is
it's
true.
really harming the team. It's weird because I think Jokic, as much as Michael Givner overhypes this man, I think Jokic is an amazing player.
I was gonna say if he wins a ring this year, he'd be top 10 all time. And
I think if he wins I don't even think he needs to win another ring. I think he just needs to make a dent in the playoffs and then like multiple times the next few years.
He needs to make another finals.
Yeah. And I think that he's in top 10 conversation. He's an incredible player. The Lakers, they're honestly kind of outperforming where I expected them to be.
Same here. I didn't think they'd be good at all this year.
I expected them to be a solid 8-9 seed.
Their like roster construction is so weird.
So strange. Doncic is the best he's ever been on this team.
But he's flopping a lot, which I don't like.
He's always done that, though.
That's true.
People don't talk about it.
LeBron's kind of fallen off a bit this year, though.
Yeah, I mean, he is about 57 years old.
LeBron has 1 foot in the grave.
He does. He's so old.
I think next year is his last year. I said this year before.
I think people...
I really do think it is last year.
I don't know. Who cares about the Suns?
I care.
You care?
They've been good this. Listen, they upgraded their whole roster. They lost KD and got better, which I think is a mark on KD's career.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you lost KD, I mean, they got some good players in that trade, but
I mean, the Warriors are performing.
With no Steph Curry, they've been decent.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised about.
What? Steph's out on injury right now.
Yeah.
Who is propping up that team? Jimmy Butler? Draymond Green?
They beat the Nuggets with no Jimmy and no Steph.
Dude, what? If you're the Nuggets, I'm sorry, how do you lose that? That loss alone should take them out of playoff contention.
I agree.
They should swap places. I don't care. Like,
at least give it to the Suns, who are working hard.
Yeah. Like, oh, man. I don't know. They're performing better than I thought they would, but also not by much.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Trailblazers or whatever.
I thought they would be. This is like where I thought they would be. I knew they'd be in the play-in this season
with a returning
I think next
Dame.
Year, with a returning Dame next year, they could be fun because a lot of their players are young and getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And Denny's pretty good. I want to say that. We kind of talked about the Clippers. They're just
they're bad.
Clippers are what they are.
Yeah,
they are who we thought they were.
The Grizzlies are underperforming.
Yeah, they're kind of tanking now. They're going to trade
Ja Morant, I love you very much. You do big dunk, and I like that.
Yeah.
Please go to a better team.
Please lock in on basketball.
And stop pulling out guns in the locker room.
Why do you want to go back to the? Why do you want to go to the streets? You're in the NBA.
I don't know. The Kings are really bad, but who's surprised?
Yeah.
Who in the West do we think has a real shot at the title?
I think the Thunder to win the title. I think the Spurs can make the title game, but I don't see them winning it.
Yeah,
the fact that the Nuggets are falling off takes me out of it.
Nuggets are not going to the title.
I have given up on the Denver Nuggets, my preseason pick to win the title. I'm so disappointed in them.
I think that honestly, if it's not the Thunder, I think it's the Wolves.
I think the same thing. But I'm also a little biased.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't care about the Wolves. I just think Anthony Edwards has the biggest chance of carrying a team in the West. Like, I think Wemby's just too young to really confidently say that yet.
Playoff risers, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who is going to elevate their game?
Shea is a playoff riser, which is hard to believe when he's already so good in the regular season. But he's a playoff riser.
I just think a lot of the good teams in the West are just really young right now. Like, I think the Rockets are not, like, really young, but unproven.
I feel like after this year, the time might have passed for the Knicks to get a championship. Really hoping they lock it in before it's Wemby's league.
A lot of teams got to do it now because it's Wemby's league next year.
But I think that'll do it for us.
That's it.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Yap Fest.
Yeah. Follow the Instagram if you want more from the Herald Sports. It's at herald.sports on Instagram and such. I don't know. We'll be back last week.
Nas Reid.